Hello everyone and welcome to Factorio. I'm Par and we are playing Seablock today. As a reminder, we are playing without the character by using robots instead. And we do that, we did this by adding Brave New World mod that gives us roboports and 100 construction, 50 logistics robots at the beginning, and a couple of 4 chests of every type. So our goal now is to reach the state where we are able to construct those chests. Let me check what is needed for chest construction. We need electronic circuits and advanced circuits. Electronic circuits are essentially a better version of basic circuits, and you should be able to get it at some point. Okay, let's ask our robots to take all of that stuff and bring it somewhere. Meanwhile, what should we do now? Last time we finished construction of this wooden board facility, and the only thing missing is setting a recipe here for brown algae, which we are researching. It is a relatively expensive recipe, costs 250 red packs, and that's where all of our copper is going to. So one thing I'd like to check is why. Alright, because Factorio is being stockpiled here. So I guess we just have to wait a bit. The reason I did this is to reset robot queue so that they build those things, but the chest was not built because we don't have it. It's not available. Actually, now that I think about it, let's do it differently. Let's make this provider chest, and we'll use logistics robots for that. Construction robots, we'll use them for expanding the base over here. So what I want to do, I want to... Wow. That is... That's very interesting that we have like a almost clear line of that the fish doesn't want to cross. I don't think I ever noticed that before. Okay, what I was saying is that we'll be playing with city blocks, and this is gonna be our first block, and I want to keep the path here. One chunk wide, and then we'll have another block here. So let's start landfilling this area. I probably want to keep... Oh, no. Looking similar to this spot. Okay, nice. And let's see what we can do with the roboport. So we need 3 tiles higher, around here, like this. Oh. Awesome. So it should work. So why it's not working? Because we do not have landfill. Let's get 700 landfill. This is honestly not that much. It's not a lot at all. So let's increase our speed. This way we'll hopefully be able to get landfill a little bit faster. I overbuilt the chests, but it should be fine. All robots are busy doing robot things. Can we speed this up? That's the question. What can we do to speed this up? The problem is that we are not producing enough slag. And we don't produce enough slag because we don't have enough electrolyzers. I'm not sure I want to fix anything here. I just want to expand to the new place, to be honest, and have a better setup with slag slurry, with mineral sludge. Speaking of that, while all of this is happening, let me change a couple of things over here. Okay, good enough. Nice. The robots are flying. So let me show the design that I usually use for this part. Let's say we want to produce biscuit. Like, this is my first kind of semi-real design that I usually use in Seablock, and over there I will show you the second one that I really like. And for that, I'm kind of targeting direct, like these recipes that give us pure iron or, you know, copper, lead, tin, because this way the balancing becomes much easier and you don't get like excess of materials lying in warehouse. When you're playing with Brave New World, you cannot just easily, you know, get rid of the byproducts. Let's say I want to get 1 iron per second. That means that I'll need to crystallize this two. Well, not crystallize, okay. I will need to crystallize this two. And I will also need to produce mineral catalysts at some point. Let's scale this up a bit to about 10 per second. That's too much. 5 per second. Nice. 7, 7, 1. I think it's a great ratio. Let's proceed with it. So for that we need a lot of mineral sludge. Actually, can we push it a little bit further? Can we make it like 5.5? Not quite. 5.2. Yeah, 5.2. That's awesome. So we basically need to get a lot of mineral sludge. But how are we gonna get it? We will get it by pretty much copying our setup from around here. And before I forget, let's fix the spot. So this one is producing saline water. This one is consuming saline water, placing it here. All of this gets consumed, and this allows green algae to be used up. Awesome! It works. It works. Nice. Okay, let's get back to the design. Now, in order to do that part, we basically need 8 filtration units. And by the way, note that the ratio, like we have 15 here, 15 crystallizers, so it's kind of 1 filtration unit to 2 of them, right? So we can organize it really nicely. We need to recharge this thing that later on can be used, can be done with a single yellow assembler. And what else we need? We need a bunch of slag slurry, which we get from regular slag. So sulfuric acid is using exactly the same process that we saw used before. Okay, I guess we'll need to speed this up at some point. So it's okay, we can speed this up. No big deal. And sulfur, we will get it, no, from here, we will get sulfur from sulfuric wastewater. And we have sulfuric wastewater over here. Right, so how do we do it? We are telling it that we need to get just enough sulfur to be sulfur neutral. And all excess sulfuric wastewater, we can avoid it. We can clarify it without any issues. So now, what do we need? We need, alright, and purified water. No recipe, sorry. Purified water will come from oxygen and hydrogen. Right, easy. So we just need some oxygen, some hydrogen, a bunch of slag, and some charcoal. Let's assume for now that we are taking charcoal from outside. That leaves us with slag. So how can we do this? We can use this recipe. And it will take 20 electrolyzers. And 21. Wow, we're a bit over. Okay, let's say we want only 5. I guess it's 5.1. Nice. We need to like okay, whatever, like 0.5. Let's assume the ratio is 1 to. It's supposed to be 1 to 2, but this doesn't work. Something like this. Okay. All of these changes will for nothing. So the ratio here will be 1 to 2. We can even somehow tell Helmut. Actually, let me make it 2 to 4. Because this way we can also produce some water, purified water, using this recipe. Nice. So we just need to repeat this block 5 times. We'll have a clarifier in here, and you know, it just works. It just works. What else are we missing? Another thing we are missing is charcoal. So the thing with charcoal is that it actually has a really useful recipe. So if you type charcoal here, We can see that it can be used for carbon dioxide, for like lots of things, but look at that. It can also be used for solid fuel with methane gas, with naphtha, with fuel oil, with steam doesn't really work for that, with synthesis gas, right? And with hydrogen gas. So we can convert charcoal that gives us 4 megajoules per single item to solid fuel, which gives us 12 megajoules. It's like 3 times more power for just a little bit of hydrogen gas. So what we can do, we can actually produce a lot of charcoal over here. Let me and convert some of that to solid fuel. Let me think how to better organize it. Let's say we will use by then steam engines too, like second tier of steam engines, and let's ask for 10 megawatts or something. 10 megawatts is 6 steam engines. Okay, maybe 20. 20 is like 12, right? 6 plus 6, which will require 6 boilers. Okay, I think it looks good so far. Let's tell that we'll be using solid fuel inside the boilers, and we'll get solid fuel using this recipe. That takes just 3 chemical plants. Really simple. We need hydrogen and we need charcoal. If you look here, we have enough hydrogen produced here for both of these uses. So we have a lot of hydrogen, we have a lot of oxygen. We can use how much we want on solid fuel. Right. That is the part that produces power. The issue now is that we need 2.3 charcoal. How are we going to get it? Easy. We'll basically copy this design, but with slightly different ratios. That's essentially what we're gonna do. I'm not sure what we will be burning over there. Right. So look at that. By having 5 algae farms, we are able to power all of this. Okay, maybe a little bit more. Let's do like this, and we remember that this is supposed to be 120, right? For this production to cover this usage. Okay, I don't know what's wrong. I am not sure what happened there. Let's just place it outside. Okay, I'm not sure why it has to be moved like this, but essentially this can be done with just a single liquefier. I personally prefer to use chemical plants, so we'll be using this one, just that this is default. Right, and the only thing that's missing is some mineralized water. We are getting a lot of mineralized water from here, right? So using a little bit of it for this shouldn't be a problem. We'll have to clarify majority of it anyway. So that is the way that I like to transition from the stage of the game, and we can start building one line of that production over here, and then we can copy paste it 3 times. Okay, 2 times, so that we have 3 copies. 1, 2, 3, which will take up like two city blocks. It will be awesome, trust me. It will be awesome. Now the problem is only producing all of that. That might be tricky. So first of all, let's resume the process of making undergrounds. We'll need a lot of those. This thing got stuck on not having enough charcoal. Yeah, that's a slight issue with what we are doing here. The fact that we have to manually empty this box of charcoal. It's okay, honestly, it's not that big of a deal. Okay, what do we need? We need to produce a couple of boilers, right? We know that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, enough. Boilers. We also need a bunch of steam engines with iron pipes. So let's start producing iron pipes. For that we need iron. That makes sense, to be honest. This doesn't surprise me at all. Okay, we are producing a bunch of iron pipes, and what do we need that for? We need them for steam engines. We need 12 steam engines, which is 60 pipes, and we already have 160. I didn't want to do that. Right, let's construct steam engines. We might have trouble with gears, to be honest, so might as well produce a bunch of gears while we're at it. Producing a lot of gears. How many gears do we need? We need 12 times 8, which is basically 200. What? That's a lot of gears, to be honest. That's a lot. Okay, that's fine. Let's just continue production of these things. Of the gas. Okay, that's enough gas. Let's produce 12 steam engines now. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Okay, it takes a while. While it's happening, let's ask our robots to landfill that part a little bit. So we have 10, 11, 12. Okay, that's enough. We got 12 of this. Now, how are we gonna use them? We will place them like this, right? 1, 2. And this thing, and we will need to copy paste it kind of over there. Do we have enough landfill? That's the question. Okay, let's hope it's enough. Let's hope we have enough of it. I'm really worried about running out of charcoal, so let's get a bit more charcoal. Nice. Next thing is to build 6 algae farms. Let's try to do that. What am I missing? We might be missing bricks, to be honest. Are we missing them? Yes, we don't have more bricks, and we don't have iron. Okay, how are we gonna do this? Let's say we want to smelt all of this. Right, let's ask for stone, and the smelter is gonna smelt all of it. We got, by the way, 3 algae farms, so maybe that's enough to start with. How is this going to work? I prefer it to be done like this. We're missing 112. Landfill pieces. Okay, this thing works. I don't think we have to keep an eye on this anymore. Now the question is, what are we doing this spot? 1, 2. I feel that's it, right? I feel we produced enough. Just one button. That's fine. That's fine. Okay, now we want to. Let me actually check this part. This part is basically done, right? We are only missing 3 chemical plants, and we will place them somewhere here. I think. I'm not sure. That's kind of what I'm thinking about right now. We'll place them there. The important piece is algae farm, and it will be here. So the way we will do it okay, I kind of feel like this looks good so far. We need 68 and we have 170. Landfill. That's great. Okay, so the 1, 2, 3. We have 3 algae farms. We will ask for. We will be getting mineral sludge here, and we'll figure out what to do with the remainder. So mineral sludge will go like this. Nice. Okay, next. What do we need to do next? And by the way we can organize this stuff is we can have 3 we can have them dedicated to this recipe. It's basically exactly what we have here, right? Exactly the same thing. Except the difference is that we don't have to have too many assemblers producing wood pellets. We can make the ratio like 3 to 2 on each side, right? So let's do this. Let's make it 3 to 2. I'm kinda rushing maybe a little bit. but okay, let's check what we need next. Next, we will need to use. Not to use. Well, I guess to use. We will need a lot of electrolyzers, so we might as well start producing them. So the idea here is that we will. I don't like this blinking. It blinks too much. The idea here is that this will be giving us pellets, and this will be giving us this other thing. And we are a bit short on space, so we will need to fix that. So let's say we fix the space issue, and yeah. Well, we almost fixed it. We are missing a little bit of landfill. Okay, before we proceed, let's do 7 rods here. How many do we need? We need 20 electrolyzers, which is 440 iron rods. 400 of them, that's a lot. I can do this. No, maybe so good. So we have some iron, we have some copper, we are producing iron rods. Let's research some stuff. What would be useful? Long inserters would be nice to have. Charcoal processing, I guess, even though it's a bit earlier for us. This thing. I'm essentially just clicking on random research at this point. I don't really pay that much attention to what exactly I'm researching. Nice. So, let's get back to what we've been doing. We have been trying to place these things. The way we will place them, it will be like this. So note that we need to group 4 of electrolyzers with 2 chemical plants. So we could have 1 here, 2 here, 3rd here, and 4th somewhere here. And it should kind of work for the most part. And we need some space in between to be able to place chemical plant. Yeah. I guess something like this. But I'm not gonna do that just yet, because for now I will be using this simple recipe, producing SLAG without electrodes, just because we don't really have technology for that. Right, let's check. Is it this one? Yes, it's this one. We could actually get to it, but it requires carbon. We can start without it, because right now our main issue is slow production of iron and copper, and we need to scale this. So let's just scale it, keeping in mind like our final state in a way. Not exactly final, but you know what I mean. Okay, let's do it like this. We'll have a very similar setup on the other side. Might as well start it. Actually, speaking of this setup, I think we need 2 towers, but we also need 2 more for the pipes, for this thing with the pipes. Let's remove this for now. It's not that important. Okay, we are just doing it like this. Nice. Looks good to me. Okay. Why I even started doing this thing? I want to get rid of the blinking. It distracts me a bit. I'm not sure what you think about this blinking. So this part done like this. This part like this. Nice. Now I just take it and we copy it. How many times did we copy it? We have 10. Nice. So that's enough space. Follow this. We need a lot of electrolyzers, and we actually need a lot of stone. Let's produce some stone. Let's start stone production, and hopefully we'll get a lot of it. And this part can actually be replaced with a requester chest. Sorry, not requester chest. Buffer chest that we'll be using as a requester chest for this stack of stone. Okay, let's get our stone. And now we are missing a bunch of power poles. Let's build power poles. Looks like we don't have wood bricks. However, remember this chest that we prepared in advance. We can actually use it now to quickly get a bunch of small power poles. Nice. And we are also missing copper. Let's build lots of copper for now. Even more copper. Wait, did we use all of stone? I'm surprised by that, to be honest. Let's produce more solid poles. Okay, it's working, we're doing something useful. Okay, 70 poles. Let's assume this is enough for now. We are still in need of electrolyzer, right? So let's produce it. We want an electrolyzer. Okay, we are doing that. That's great. And we don't have enough copper again. It looks like it's a huge deal. Huge problem for us. Getting enough copper. We are lacking stone bricks. How can we get them? We can get them if we request some stone. Okay. Good work. No, it didn't. Let's do it like this. We need just a little bit in order to make all the stuff not exactly not blink, it will still be blinking, but at least this thing will not be blinking anymore. Okay. That looks good to me, to be honest. We resume in that part, resume in this part. Now we need to do something here. How exactly should we do this? Let's say we'll have a couple of inserters here. They will be placing stuff. Okay, how many inserters do we need? I feel like we need a lot. Okay, 100. And we are staying at 8 times speed just because our current production is so slow. And we need to do some research. It's fine. I did warn you that we'll be using this setting a lot today. Okay, let's see how we can make this part work. So here we will have these things taking materials from the middle one and inserting it over there. And we also place two inserters here to insert stuff from the outside. Can I copy paste this now? Almost. You can almost copy paste. So one problem that we have here is that I will be producing charcoal over here, and I will need to move it below. But there is not enough space for like belts and stuff. So the way I'm gonna solve this problem is by shifting this by one tile down, and I was gonna say we ran out of assembling machines, but it doesn't actually seem to be the case. Okay, it's still blinking. How can we make it stop blinking? Like this, maybe? Okay, now the problem what kind of rotations do we support? We don't have that many options, to be honest. Okay, I'm not sure what to do, so I'll just do something random for now, and we can come up with something better later. Actually, why don't I do exactly the same thing here? Like this, right? So I can take it from here. Okay, it's fine. We can figure this part out later. We should be able to solve it. It should be possible to do that. And this one will go here. Okay, this looks good to me. Let's fix this part, because we want to go back to producing some sand. Let's look like this. Nice. So this part we can assume it's working. Like it's basically almost working, right? Just some minor things remaining. So what exactly remains to be done here? Just follow the displacement. We will need I'm not even sure why I place this chest here. We don't need this chest. I think we can just do it with a couple of inserters. Should be super simple. Oh. I'm not sure what even I pressed to get the list of stuff. Okay. So we kind of have a general idea of what we are trying to do here. We will have a liquefier or something producing the gas. Carbon dioxide. Oh, have this thing producing carbon dioxide. And we need to figure out how to deliver it to this inputs. It should be doable. I'm not super worried about it. What I don't like is the fact that this is not symmetrical. So let's fix this and make it aligned. Nice. This is much better, in my opinion. Way better. Yes, now it looks kind of beautiful. Let's see. We have this part with 3 chemical plants. We have this part with 2 stone furnaces. So it's enough to have only 2 stone furnaces. That's what it's saying. I don't see a problem with building 3, to be honest. Like, we could build 3 stone furnaces. We could have 2 feeding these things. Let's say 1 could be feeding this one, another could be feeding that one. And we could also have 1 extra stone furnace that will somehow produce. Okay, let me just take a look what's going on here. Let's say that this will do. Stuff like this. Is this better? Or is this worse? I'm not sure, but it's not like we were using this line anyway. Because what we rely here on is we kind of need this thing to work like this. Right? So how can we achieve that? 1, 2, 1, 2. Okay, I'm not fully sure. We'll fix this. So this part will come here. We will split off. We'll be using the splitter kind of like a buffer to make sure we have some extra saved up, some charcoal saved up, and this thing will give us a lot of charcoal. Okay, let's proceed. But honestly, this looks good to me. Next step would be to figure out what we are doing here. So we need to figure out how to build this part. The most, I would say, exciting part of this whole build. However, we are already way over time. We almost reached 50 minutes for this episode. So let's take a short break and we'll continue this construction in the next episode. Thanks everyone for watching, and I hope to see you later. Cheers!